What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pack and Chat, the place where anime fans and TCG collector kick back, crack some packs, and have real conversations. I'm Anime TCG Dad. Let's see what we pull today and where the conversation takes us. Sorry, blooper. Yeah, I got on a little later than usual today, guys. For some reason, YouTube was giving me trouble to go live. Kept telling me that live was streaming was unavailable. So not sure what's up with that, but here we are, a little bit late, but we're here nonetheless. So today, it's going to be a little, not a little different, but we're going to be opening some Ascended Heroes, which I'm very excited for, as opposed to Chaos Rising, which is pretty much the bane of my existence right now. It's stress level rising, really, is what I should call it, instead of Chaos Rising. Um, we're gonna do the what I'm watching, but really it's what I'm reading because right now I'm reading manga. Haven't been watching too much anime, but I've been doing a lot of reading. Um, and like I said, we're gonna do a special pack and chat uh, with an entire booster pack of Sended Heroes, so 6 booster packs. We're gonna do an anime quote of the day, and we're gonna finish off with what I got from the card show that I went to on Sunday. Actually, let me grab my box. Had to have it nearby so that I could grab my stuff out of it, so I could show you. Actually, sorry, it's actually only one slab. There wasn't a lot of what I wanted. What I was looking for wasn't. There wasn't a lot. So okay, I'll just say what I was looking for. I'm looking for anything reverse hollow from the legendary collection and PSA slabs. That's what I'm collecting right now. And then also anything base set, uh, preferably shadowless, uh, as well. But there was not a lot. N- there was a good amount of base set stuff, but um, I was really chasing Sunday specifically, stuff from the legendary collection. And when I didn't really find much, the show was already ending, and I didn't have time to do a I had already done 2 rounds searching for legendary collection stuff, and I didn't really have time to do a 3rd round, to see, what other things I would have been interested in buying or trading for, actually. Uh, so we left with one slab, um, and that's what we'll finish on. So let's talk about what I'm currently reading, manga-wise. Last time at the last stream, which was on Friday, Saturday, we talked about High School DxD. I know if you guys are cultured, you guys have read High School DxD. I've watched the anime, and so I watched the anime. So what I was trying to do was do like a comparison of manga versus anime. But now I'm realizing I kind of should have done uh, light novel versus anime because it'd be closer. The the manga ends pretty abruptly after a rating game between the Gremries and the Sea Trees, which is not like in the uh, which is not like in the anime, because in the anime they did like a sports thing. I think they played against each other in volleyball, but in the manga they actually fought like in a rating game, like in an actual like recreation of the shopping mall near their school, like uh so they were actually fighting. So that's a difference between the manga and the anime, but the manga ends there, which is volume 11, and I know that because I've watched the anime, I know it keeps going much longer than that. Uh, and then the light novel goes even longer than that because really at the end, both the anime and the manga are based on the light novel. Hmm. So, anyways, I finished that, and I wanted to. read something uh, a little more with a little more meaning, a little more depth, right? Obviously, because that's kind of just like I don't know. I don't want to call it brain rot type a type of show. It's got its if you like that kind of stuff, you love it, right? And I do like it. I do enjoy reading it, but um, I've watched Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I have not finished Boruto. I keep starting it and it keeps losing me. But I've watched Naruto and Shippuden through uh, sub, dub, like at least 4 times, all of it, right? Start to finish, even the fillers. And, so I'm gonna read the manga. Because I remember when I was little, I would get the Shonen Jump, subscription every month. My mom, subscribed me, and I would receive in the mail my my Shonen Jump, magazine, I guess you could call it, but it was a book. It looked like a manga, right? And there was, like, the new volume of One Piece, the new volume of Naruto, the new volume of XYZ, right? So on and so forth. And I do remember reading the Naruto volumes as they were coming out, but it was sporadic. So I never like when I got when I got my Shonen Jump subscription at that time was uh, who knows what volume it was on, and then when I ended it, I don't who knows what volume it was on. So the bottom line is I never read it through. I might have read like a small portion of it somewhere in the middle. So I wanted to start from the beginning and read it all the way through, and that's what I'm doing. So I am, and also, interesting to, since I've watched the anime so many times to compare the manga to the anime because there are differences. Like, if you've only watched the anime and you've watched it, maybe you're a huge fan, you've watched it a bunch of times, you're super familiar with the shadow clone jutsu, right? Kagebunchi no jutsu. Uh, but in the manga, it's actually uh, the art of it's not Shadow Clone Jutsu or Kagebunchi no Jutsu. It's the art of the doppelganger. That's how they like Naruto does a sign and he'll say, "Oh, prepare for my get ready for my art of the doppelganger." Right? So it's not it's not what we're used to. But yeah, it's cool. It's interesting to compare. I'm at the part where so he already Naruto already flunked out of his graduation exam from the Ninja Academy. He went through like the depression. That Mizuki guy manipulates him into stealing the scroll, the forbidden scroll. Um, he steals it. Iruka comes after him. He saves Iruka. He does the multi shadow clone jutsu or the multiple doppelganger jutsu art that he learns from the scroll, and he beats up Mizuki, and then Iruka gives him the headband and says, "Hey, you pass, right?" It was a whole touching moment, and Naruto realizes that Iruka's like like his big brother, like his dad type, more like his big brother, like the family that he never had. And Iruka realizes that Naruto's a lot like him, or at least a lot like how he was when he was a kid, because they were both orphaned, and they have the whole touching, moment where Iruka becomes Naruto's guardian, pretty much, and Naruto realizes that there are people that care about him, uh, or at least one person, and it's Iruka. Um, then Naruto shows up for his first day of being a junior ninja, a junior shinobi, and Iruka lists out the teams. Naruto accidentally kisses Sasuke. If you know, you know. Uh, and then Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura get assigned to Kakashi. Kakashi does that whole test with them with the bells. They realize that the whole point was, that those that break the rule are scum, but those who abandon their friends are even worse scum. That was the whole point. They're the first team that Kakashi has ever passed, and so uh, they passed uh, they passed their trial from Kakashi, and now and they did their first mission, which was retrieving a cat. Uh, then now they're embarking, heading to the land of waves with the gentleman that builds bridges. So they just embarked on that, uh, and they came into contact with those two rogue ninjas from the land of mist, and that's where I stopped reading last night. But I will continue tonight, and then we'll talk more about it. Uh, but yeah, that's the only difference that I've noticed so far. Everything's pretty much the same in the anime, except what they call certain things. Like, they don't call the Hidden Leaf Village the Hidden Leaf Village. Uh, they call it, uh, the so in the anime, they say Konoha, but in the manga, it's like Konoha ba 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 ba. It's longer. I don't remember what it's called right now because I'm reading it through for the first time. The headbands, the ninja headbands, they call it a certain thing as well. Uh, the some of the jutsus they call different. Uh, they have different names for them. I guess it's the correct name, right? The manga, I mean, the anime is the the one that changed. It should be whatever's in the manga, but they uh that made, like, creative decisions for the anime, and honestly, uh, shadow clone jutsu, that's super iconic, or multi-shadow clone jutsu, super iconic, right? So those creative changes that they made were worth it, I think, because and they were smart, right? Because it wouldn't hit the same. Like, you wouldn't have people going around like, "Oh, shadow clone jutsu," right? And, like, saying those iconic phrases, uh, if they would have been the art of the doppelganger, right? You know, secret art of the doppelganger. Like, they wouldn't have. It's not. It doesn't sound as good, right? So yeah, I mean, I think those were good, like, creative decisions. And like I said, I haven't really been watching much, but you guys know I'm still going. I'm still going on Yu-Gi-Oh and Classroom for the Elite. So more updates on that as I get more time to watch. So let's do our booster bundle of Ascended Heroes that I'm super excited for. Yes, that's what I paid for it. It is what it is, guys. I'm not going to fight people at Target. You know, and yeah, that's what it costs to to do what I am doing, what I'm trying to do on YouTube. So, it is a financial, you know, obviously I never do things that I can't afford because that would just be irresponsible. I do things that are within my means. Thankfully, I'm able to do this, but it is still a financial strain, right? Like, and sometimes I may not be able to do stuff like this. It may only be a couple of packs of something cheaper than Ascended Heroes, but maybe we can do more cool stuff like this. As the channel grows and as I gain, a little more traction, you guys interact with my stuff and drop some likes, subscribe to my channel and things like that. We could do more fun stuff like this. Um, I don't know if I'll ever be able to match some of those creators on YouTube that open cases and cases of stuff in one live stream, but you never know. And it'd be fun, if I could do something like that. And I think I'm sure you guys would be uh excited, right? And enjoy watching that kind of content. Sorry if I ramble, guys, a little bit. Um, my channel is very small. I only have like 7 followers right now. Uh, and so my live streams don't get that many uh people. So a lot of the time I'm talking to myself, and sometimes, when you're just talking to yourself, it's a little more awkward than if you're having a conversation. Pack 1, hoping for the Gengar, obviously. Okay, Pikachu EX. Nice. That's a good card. I'm not as familiar with Ascended Heroes because I haven't opened a lot of it, obviously because it's very expensive, so I haven't been able to open a lot of it. Um, so you might see me scanning some cards. It's gonna be because I'm not 100% sure if they need to go into top loaders, right? Yeah, well, we'll put this into a penny sleeve for now, but I love Pikachu's one of my favorite Pokemon, so anything Pikachu, uh, I enjoy, right? Anything Pikachu, I love it. Gonna set all of the hits, even if it's semi hits, to the side, and then we'll we'll look at all of them at the end again, just to remember what we got. My desk is a little crowded right now, guys. I work from home, so uh, this is like a work desk during the day, and then streaming desk at night. So sometimes it gets a little crowded over here. Pack two, be uh, so cool if I could open a God pack. I mean, like, especially after the struggle that I've gone through with Chaos Rising for so many packs, and obviously, I've never gotten a God pack in my life, so of any set, it'd be pretty awesome. Of course, I know that that's super rare. Of course, I know that, you know, seeing all the God packs being opened on YouTube is a unrealistic expectation. There's people opening hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of packs in one sitting, not six, like me. Nice. Cool. Pack three. Full card. Energy. And a cool Pikachu to start. Bridge Rock EX. Bridge Rock EX. We'll give this a quick scan. If there's a hollow or a reverse hollow that's more of a rare card and you don't see me call it out, it's because I don't know. But I am gonna go through all of these and scan them later. Let me know if you see me pull something good and I don't acknowledge it. Drop a comment or something or a chat so that I can go back and revisit it. Pack four. Since pack didn't want to open. Code card. energy. Go. Mm. I'm not gonna lie, guys. These six packs. Uh, I've maybe in my life opened 10 packs of Ascended Heroes total before this booster box. Obviously, a large part due to the price, and I've never been able to get anything at market, so at MSRP. So uh, this is like a real treat. A real treat for me, to be able to open Ascended Heroes, and I'm glad you guys are on here to do it with me. Like I said, I've never pulled a God pack in my life. I've never even pulled a demigod pack, to be honest. I think the biggest hit I've ever pulled out of a pack is like a $50 card. All right. So we're down to the last pack. If we don't pull anything here, then two EXs would be all we got, which would be a little sad for a almost $90 box. Wish me luck on this last pack, guys. Because it's this is it. Big investment for a super tiny return, but so far. And if we don't get anything here, then that is what it is. Yeah, yeah, that is what it is. Tell me a way you can tell me a way that you can blow $90 faster than that. Drop in the comments what's the fastest way to lose $90. Um, yeah, that was a little sad, man. Especially since that's the most Ascended Heroes I've ever gotten to open in one sitting. Anywho, uh, let's just jump into the anime quote of the day. So this is a quote by Shintaro Midorima from Kuruoko's basketball, and it goes like this: "There is no shame in falling down. True shame is to not stand up again." So I'll say that again. There is no shame in falling down. True shame is to not stand up again. There's a lot to unload there, right? Uh, I've heard similar quotes from a lot of different people. Uh, you know, athletes, motivational speakers, the greatest athletes uh, in their fields. They all say the same thing, right? It's not failing; it's giving up, right? That's what it comes down to. So it's not making a mistake; It's failing to try again. It's not failing at a task. It's giving up, right? So, sometimes I'll post a short on YouTube. The shorts is my way to like kind of get my channel out there so that at least people can see it has some visibility and maybe come here to our lives because like I said, the whole point is to build this community where we can hang out. But sometimes I'll post a short and it'll get 100 views. Sometimes I'll post a short and it'll get 1,000 views. Sometimes I'll post a short and it'll get 9 views. And then sometimes, I'll post several days in a row and I won't get more than 20 views on any of my posts. And, you know, it's discouraging, but, you know, if it's easy to give up when you see results like that, right? But the people that have been successful in creating their communities on this platform are the people that keep going, right? Maybe they failed hundreds of times posting content that never took off, and you um, don't have to succeed every single time. Uh, you can fail 100 times. You just need one good run uh, for things to start taking off. So if you give up on your fifth, sixth, seventh try, and you're like, hey, I've already tried 7 times, and it has like the channel's just not catching traction. Uh, how do you know that that eighth time wasn't going to be it, right? That was going to be your viral clip that brought everybody to your channel. And I'm not saying it's going to take eight. And forget about that, guys. I'm just using that as an example. It's probably more like hundreds, but still, if you give up early, how will you know? And then there's the learning from your failures aspect of that quote, right? A lot of people will tell you that becoming successful is not easy, but one of the most important things you need to experience to become successful is failure. You got to fail. You got to fail and try again. You got to fail and try again. You got to fail and try again. The Thomas Edison, very famous man, right? He is credited with a lot of things like bringing inventing the light bulb and things like that. And I don't know if that was disproven already and it was somebody else, but um, he's credited with a lot of important inventions like the telegraph, for example, and things like that. Um, he said once, he once said, "I haven't failed 100 times. I've just found 100 ways that that thing won't work." So it's not about failing. It's about learning from the failure. He's not remembered as a failure. He's remembered as a genius, but he failed hundreds of times before he became successful. You see, he's remembered as a genius because of his successes. People don't talk about his hundreds and hundreds of failures. And he even credits his failures as the pathway to his success, right? I haven't failed 100 times. I've just, discovered 100 ways that that thing won't work. And if you take things like that, eventually, you know, it's hard to succeed. But if you're relentless and you don't give up, eventually something's got to give, right? The problem is people don't want to keep going. People want to give up because it's hard, and and it is hard. But if you keep going, eventually you're gonna break through. It's like people that do like long distance running. They say that they hit that wall, and that's where people usually quit. But if you're able to keep going, you break through the wall and you get your second leg. That's what you got to learn to do. But anyways, guys, let's uh let's end on me showing you the slab that I got at the card show this weekend. It was actually yesterday was Sunday, and I really like it. I'm happy with it. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna grab it real quick. So it is PSA slab. It is a 7, and I'll tell you now, it is a reverse hollow from the Legendary collection, which, if you guys know, I love that collection. In my opinion, they are the most beautiful reverse hollows the Pokemon Company has ever made. And without further ado, it is the Ninetales reverse hollow from the Legendaries collection. I mean, just look at that, dude. Just look at that. That's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. These reverse hollows are beautiful from the Legendary collection, and that's why I'm trying so hard to collect them because I absolutely just love looking at them. I can stare at these things all day. But anyways, that was our only find at the car show, unfortunately. But uh, there's always the next time, right? So now that we're pretty much at the end of the stream, I just want to say thank you guys for coming. Uh, you know, I always let you guys know that the reason why I'm building this community to begin with is I don't have a lot of friends, and the friends that I do have, although they are awesome, they don't enjoy the hobbies that I enjoy, right? They don't collect trading cards. They're friends from many years ago. They're lifelong friends. They're going to be around forever, but they don't collect TCG. They don't read manga. They don't watch anime. So um, it gets a little lonely, right? When your passions, the things you love the most, your favorite topics. Uh, you don't have anybody to talk to about. So I created this community, or I'm trying to create this community so that people like me have a place to come, hang out, blow off steam, and talk about what we like talking about: Pokemon cards, anime. Ideally, soon enough, this channel will grow and we'll have lots of discourse, discussions, people chiming in, giving opinions, uh, and it'll be, really, really fun and a place where, no judgment, just awesome discourse, opinions, uh, and for everybody, regardless of anything, regardless of age, gender, anything. So everyone's welcome, and none of those things will matter. Just a community where we can come, get together, and talk about anime, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, manga, and things like that that we enjoy. Collectibles, anything else. Like maybe some people collect Funko Pops and they want to talk about that a little bit. I have a small Funko Pop collection, but nothing crazy. Anyways, that's the point, guys. I want to build a community for us. Um, with that being said, thanks for everybody that watches. Thanks for everybody watching my shorts. Thanks for everybody that subscribed to the channel. All 7 of you, I see you. Thank you. Um, and if you're watching and you haven't subscribed or interacted yet, and you're just seeing this for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean the world to me, honestly, and it'd be an honor for me to gain, that spot in your follow in your subscriptions, right? Uh, it would be, really mean the world to me. So, uh, thank you guys. You know, subscribe if you feel so inclined. That it'd be awesome. Uh, drop some chats in the live streams next time. Uh, drop some comments on my shorts. Give them a like, and yeah, just overall, like, thank you, and I love you guys. Have a good night. See you next time.